Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. We're starting off today irrigating our sweet corn field. Right now I'm down here at our pump. This is where everything starts. Obviously we have a lot of algae on our pond we're trying to take care of, but nothing is really working to get rid of it. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. How the pump works is we have a suction line out there right where that white bucket is, and so the suction line is attached to that, comes up through there, through the pump, and then out of the pump into this line, which is where it shoots down underneath the ground and goes somewhere to our fields. After the water gets sucked up out of the pond, it goes underneath the ground and comes out right here, and then that's where we hook onto it with our flex line and then with our hard pipe, and we can run it wherever we need to. The irrigation is now running. If you see my previous video, you'll know that we watered all of the cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, red beets, and beans, and some of our sweet corn, but now we're finishing off the field with sweet corn. This actually hasn't even come up yet, but now that it's got some water, it's going to real fast. It's doing a beautiful job. See if I can run in there and get a close up without getting wet. The ground's so soft now. So, like I said before, this little beam here is where the water comes out. It comes through the pipe, up through this tube, and out through this little nozzle right here. And that's where the spring is operated basically by the pressure of the water. So, as the water comes out, it hits that, it keeps bringing back and forth. So not only is it spraying way out there, but it's also misting with this other little bunch of water and getting everything that's close, and that's getting everything away from the plant. Now this pipe is kind of leaning a little bit. Nothing really I'm going to do about it right now. It's still doing what it needs to do. And so we're watering from the blue shed. I think it's about 1,000 feet, maybe not quite, all the way out to the woods you can see out there. Just walking through the field, a couple minutes. My feet are caked in mud. I just got these new shoes, which I'm not sponsored, so I'm not trying to give them an advertisement or nothing, by Nike. And they're Gore-Tex, obviously, as you can see. And if you don't know about Gore-Tex, it's supposed to be extremely waterproof. And this is the first pair of shoes that I've ever actually seen that are Gore-Tex. Obviously a lot of boots are, and even mid-sized boots, but not shoes. And so I got them in the greenhouse. I love them because water's always somehow or some way dripping on my feet, and then it soaks my shoes. And Crocs obviously aren't the best for working around the farm. I mean, even shoes aren't at times, but I wear them anyway. And especially now in the fields when my feet get muddy, or just like now when I was out in the field with the rainbirds and they got wet. Well, my socks aren't wet, just my shoes are. So far I love them, but it's only day 2, so we'll see what happens. Today is another loading day for the Sailorsburg Flea Market. Frank, yesterday, he kind of got confused. He thought we were going to market, so he packed these sunflowers, which is nice because now they're ready. And I just got a text from him saying he's not gonna show up today. He's not feeling the best. So that kind of stinks. It's just gonna be me and Sammy loading now, but we'll get it done. So we're about 3/4 of the way loaded. As I said before, Frank's not here, so Sammy is now the loader. Climb up here and see if she's doing as good of a job as Frank does.
Haha, so funny. Wow.
She's actually packing it just about like Frank does. Frank always puts flowers on the left and herbs and veggies on the right. She's got this whole cart with herbs. This one's veggies and flowers. What are you doing with those? Putting them on the floor?
Yeah.
This is probably going to be our last biggest load. After today, if we have a good day, tomorrow, we're not going to have near as much for hometown on Wednesday, but we'll still have a good variety. We can't forget the giant sunflowers. We only have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 left. We're gonna take 30 tomorrow. That's only gonna leave us with 20. And they are gorgeous. Besides this one. I don't really know what happened to this one. Might have got neglected and got dry. But with some TLC, it'll come right back. Mom's packing geraniums. Still, they're not blooming like we'd like to see them yet. You can finally see some color on just about all of them now. But still, they're not actually coming into flower. Show them how you do it.
Yeah, I'm not having much luck here. Some of them look pretty good.
Now that the truck's loaded, Sammy and I came into the high tunnel to tie them up for the third time. They're really going wild and they're beautiful. It's not like they're getting like long and lengthy. They're just growing actually perfect, exactly what we wanted to see. Just faster than what we kind of thought was gonna happen. We didn't even fertilize them yet at all. I think from putting the cow manure in here, it's just really helping out. And so anyway, now that they're getting bigger and a lot more leaves and more of the suckers are starting to shoot out, we got to be really careful so that we don't bust anything off. A lot of them have at least 2 bud clusters coming on, starting a third, and I can already see some little baby tomatoes. Right there's 1 bud cluster, here's a 2nd bud cluster, and then this is the 3rd one, just on this tomato alone. And so these right here are the suckers that my dad pulled off early on, but now we're gonna leave any suckers that come out on so that they can produce tomatoes, because that's where the tomatoes come from. And so right there coming out of this sucker is another bud cluster, and then right here is another bud cluster, right here's another one, and they'll just keep going, so on and so forth. Sammy, are you ready?
Yep. Don't record me.
I got the first row done. I did as good of a job as I possibly could have without bending or breaking any of the stems, and hopefully holding them up enough so that we don't have to tie them for another week or so.
I'm a quick one. Let's go. Gotta go around the pole.
So now Sammy's gonna tie for the first time. She's never done this before.
Yeah, okay.
We're having a little bit of a competition to see who's faster, but also does it correctly and doesn't injure any of the plants. Sammy thinks she's faster, so we'll see what happens. And if she is faster, it might just because of her small stature and the way she scoots on the ground like she does.
Stature? What the heck kind of word is that? Look at that. It would have taken you 2 minutes to go around both of those plants.
I'd have already been done with the first row.
Yeah. It took 20 minutes to do 1 row. That's terrible.
Wow, look at the size of that tomato. That's the biggest one I've seen yet. I've explained this in my previous videos, but I'll say it again. How we do this is we start off on one side of the post, whether it's the right or left side. Then we'll go around the right side of that plant, which is what she's doing right now. She's gonna cross over now and go on the left side of the second plant, and then she's gonna go around this post, which she's doing right now. And then now, instead of coming off the right side like she started on the other one, now she's gonna come off the left side and just keep repeating that process over and over until we get down to the end. Then we'll come back up the other side and basically make an X between the tomatoes. Okay, so we're just coming down to the end. She's gonna wrap it around a couple times. And now we're off the other side. The high tunnel is now done. I ended up only doing 1 row, Sammy did 5. I guess she's a little bit faster. The tomatoes look like they're wilting a little bit. They're definitely not dry, but just because it's so hot in here, they just naturally wilt. Because we don't have any extra room in our greenhouses, we have our neighbors who have a lot of greenhouses. grow our vegetable plants for the field. Some of them, that is. And so we just went over there and picked them up. Here they are. We actually got 3 wagons full, mostly all peppers, a couple eggplant, and then a couple tomatoes. This one is all peppers. This one is all peppers. And then this one is tomatoes, eggplant, and then a couple peppers. Here's all the tomatoes, a couple eggplant, well, about a third of eggplant, and then peppers. And so that means now that as soon as we get the fields ready, we're gonna be planting all those in the field, which will hopefully be within the next, I would say, 2 weeks. Some of the plants are just a little small yet. They need to grow, but that's okay because like I said, we're not even ready in the field yet. We gotta lay plastic for our early peppers that we grew ourselves in our own greenhouses. And then after that, we'll start planting the field peppers, which just go in the bare dirt. And so that's it for today. Next time I see you, I will be at market tomorrow. We just got to market. This is what everything's looking like. We have Sammy and Earl. We're just starting to get unloaded.
Yeah, I didn't have one yet either. I didn't have one yet either.
Yeah, I do that. And then we put on a movie. And then I fall asleep.
So we just got home from market not long ago. Today was not the best day. Every day can't be the best day. I mean, that's just the way it goes. It was beautiful. It was a little bit hot, but I don't think that's what kept people away. Maybe because it's Memorial Day, who knows? But that's okay. We're gonna be going to market again on Wednesday at Hometown, and so we'll just hope that's better. Right now I'm just going through and closing everything up for the night. We're not probably gonna turn heat on in our greenhouses anymore for the season because everything is now at the point where it's ready to sell instead of trying to push stuff to make it grow. So that's nice. All I'm gonna do is just close the doors up and turn the big fan louvers off, and that'll be it for tonight. As far as markets go, we don't exactly know how long we're gonna be going yet. We're pretty sure next weekend on Sunday is gonna be our last day at the Sailorsburg or the Blue Ridge Flea Market. Hometown, we're definitely gonna go on Wednesday, which is only in like 3 days. And then we're gonna go the Wednesday after that, and that may be it. We'll see what happens, we'll see how the day goes, and we'll see how much product that we have left.